It's me! It's Elminster! And oh my god, the Forgotten Realms are in trouble! Oh no, I should stay and fight, but nope, I'm gonna run away. Hello everybody and welcome, it is Monday, it is about 10 o'clock in the morning, it is the 6th day of June 2022. The sun is beginning to peek its head out here at Site B, and I'm gonna do the first of possibly many articles on the Doom Forgotten Realms setting created by Scott McLintock and others. Special thanks, Scott McLintock, one of the creators of the Doom Forgotten Realms, reached out to me and apparently actually appreciated at least a little bit of what I said about the Doom Forgotten Realms setting. Now, I love this idea. I had this idea about a year ago, and thanks to the great collective unconsciousness that is gaming, Scott McLintock and others somehow read my brain and went, yes, we need to create this. And yeah, so thank you for Doom Forgotten Realms lead Scott McLintock, lead developer Matthew Whitby, and anybody else associated with Wizards of the Coast and Quill and Cauldron and DM's Guild. So the first thing we're going to look at is the timeline. Now remember, this is not the, I don't know, I mean, you know, there's a multiverse now according to what's going on with Wizards of the Coast Dungeons and Dragons, so this Forgotten Realms does exist somewhere, but it's not the core Forgotten Realms are used to. It's the Forgotten Realms what if Elseworlds. And when dealing with, well, anything that's been around a long time that has multiple iterations, the first question you've got to ask yourself is, well, I haven't, you know, we could compare this to the MCU as of today. Do I need to see every MCU movie / watch every MCU series in order to be caught up with what's going on in the MCU before I go to see Thor Love and Thunder when it comes out? And the same thing would be, well, do I have to have read every one of these modules and know the complete 40-some-odd year history of the Forgotten Realms in order to understand what they're talking about in this thing? And you know, you don't need to see every MCU film and every MCU series in order to walk into the theater and enjoy Thor Love and Thunder. Chances are you probably know who Thor is. Chances are you've probably saw Infinity War and Endgame, so you have a general idea what's going on. You're probably with somebody who's going to tell you what's going on. So yeah, you could walk in, watch, you know, Thor Love and Thunder for just the, you know, popcorn explosive first big blockbuster of summer that it is, and not really need to have known the previously. Obviously, super MCU geeks like myself who have watched everything and spent hours nitpicking it are going to notice the little Easter eggs and the little references and whatever, and will enjoy it more. Same thing. You don't need to have known every module that they're talking about this to get a general sense of what's going on. They give you enough information throughout the Gazetteer, throughout the book. So even if you've never played Storm King's Thunder, at least you get a general idea. Oh, okay, this involves some giants and they were doing stuff. Right, timeline. Let's review the timeline. The timeline starts in year 1485. The Forgotten Realms timeline has been reset so many times that it's just pointless. But this is the order that these guys said things happened. So the first thing that happened is Out of the Abyss. Out of the Abyss is basically takes place in Baldur's Gate and around there and stuff like that, and deals with a bunch of people who were kidnapped by Drow elves, taken to a Drow elf prison, and now have to stage an escape from the Underdark and the Drow elf prison. I tried running this as a high-level game, and yeah, it wasn't that good. It has some good ideas that I was able to play upon, but yeah, it only lasted like 3 or 4 episodes, but yeah. So it's basically a jailbreak. And of course, the obvious thing is, well, we expect that you did all the right things, so you completed the adventure. And of course, here in the Doom of Forgotten Realms setting, it's like, nope, everything went wrong. So, Out of the Abyss. So the demonic hordes consume the Underdark and the demon lords cross into the material plane. Thankless to the ceaseless infighting, none of them invade the surface world. So yes, one of the plots was a attempt for some demon lords to try and get into the Underdark via the various machinations. That was part of the Out of the Abyss that I ran. They were able to stop the summoning of Jubilex and the other DM lords by having one of the characters marry Jubilex's daughter, which I decided was a thing. Zigatamoi. What? The Demon Queen of Fungi, who was in my thing that was Princess Pudding, united with the sentient fungal growth to become half demon, half fungi Megazord Zugtamycosis. Zugtamycosis? That's close enough. So Princess Pudding / the Zigtamoi, the Demon Queen of Fungus, was also an NPC that showed up. I had her be the daughter of Jubilex, and there was a super intelligent growth of fungus that was in there, which of course, you encounter a super intelligent fungal growth. Great. Guess what? I've got a torch. The only humanoid civilization are the Mind Flayers, having one city, a Drow settlement of one city, and a Duragar Bestian have one city left. Everything else in the Underdark is completely gone, consumed by demons. So Skullport and all the other Underdark things that you know and love are now just run by demons, and only a few small cities remain. Okay, the next thing that happened was the Horde of the Dragon Queen in Rise of Tiamat module series. Again, so this module was written about, people are trying to bring Tiamat back to the material plane, and the heroes stopped it. Well, this one's like, nope, they didn't. So, in 1489, the Red Dragon Worm Speaker gathers the 5 parts of the Mask of the Dragon Queen and was able to free Tiamat from her prison. Tiamat, in thanks, ate him. Yeah, that's our girl. Then Tiamat wiped out the Lord of Alliance, the Order of the Gauntlet, and the Emerald Enclave. These are all very powerful, heroic groups in the Forgotten Realms. And then the Tiamat went, hey, thanks for putting this Mask of the Dragon Queen together to summon me, but it also allows anybody who gets their hands on it to control me. So split it up again and scatter it across the world. So obviously that's one of the plot points, that this Mask of the Dragon Queen is out there, and the player characters could maybe go get it, to use it to control Tiamat and use her as a weapon in the war against Vecna, or to send her back to hell. Then we had Tomb of Annihilation in Storm's King Thunder, which happened in 1490. Tomb of Annihilation, one of my all-time favorite 5th edition adventure written by Wizards of the Coast. Storm King's Thunder, my second favorite all-time adventure written by Wizards of the Coast for 5e. So, this is the big one. This is the one that said, well, what if they didn't succeed? Because this was the plot point that I was going to base my post-apocalypse Forgotten Realm on. Because when you get to the end of Storm King's Thunder, Tomb of Annihilation, it doesn't really go into what happened to all the victims of this plague, dude? All right, so the Soulmonger is emptied. This has allowed Vecna to return and declare himself God King of the Forgotten Realms. Vecna descends on Waterdeep with the assistance of the Zentirum, claiming the city in his name. The giant god Allfather shatters the social structure of all giants. This is the result of Storm King's Thunder. As if Storm King's Thunder was successful, this giant Allfather god being appears. He shatters the current social structure of all the giants. The stone giants hide in some caves. The hill giants decide that their name is now mountain giants and claim an abandoned city across some hills. The fire giants raise a colossal construct giant robot named Vonindod. Who comes up with these names? Basically, the fire giants built a giant robot. And the cloud giants raise their castles either further in the sky or into other universes, therefore isolating themselves from the events that are happening. So basically, the one clan of good giants in their giant flying castles went, nope, screw you. We're going to stay out of the way and let all this evil happen. Sure, we could step in and help, but no. The frost giants align themselves with the goddess of winter and wrap Icewind Dale in a permanent winter. And the Lord of the Maelstrom and their king, the storm, led by the Lord of... the storm giants lost their king and now are a bunch of nomads wandering around the earth. So just imagine a bunch of nomadic giants wandering around the Forgotten Realms looking for a new home, but cursed to never have one. All right, then we get to Princes of the Apocalypse, which is the homage to Temple of Elemental Evil, though not really. The Princes of Elemental Evil are ushered into the realms. All 4 elemental cults unite under the banner of the Elder Elemental Eye, a false persona created by Therzadun, the deity a evil deity god. So Therzadun is a evil dude who's been around the Forgotten Realms for a while. He's a major player in the Abyss and stuff like that. He is basically the mastermind behind the whole Princes of Elemental Evil thing, and he's going around pretending that he's the Elder Elemental guy that summoned them all. The cult of the Elder Elemental guy terraforms a section of the Forgotten Realms into their new home. Which they call the Throne of Primordial Unity. Vecna then returns Therzadun to his original form, thanks him for his help in allowing Vecna to gain control of the Princes of the Elements and this new chunk of land, and then as thanks, he imprisons Therzadun in a prison called Silvery Moon. What a jerk. Then we have Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden, Waterdeep, Dragon Heist, and Waterdeep, Dungeon of the Mad Mage. This happened in 1492. The Frost Maiden cast her spell to freeze the north, which is strange because they said in 1489 that already... 1490, that already happened. Ariel already wrapped Icewind Dale in permanent winter. Then I guess in 1492, she did it for the entire north. So all of the northern part of the Forgotten Realm is now under this permanent, never-ending winter. A evil dwarf named Zardox Sunblight claimed Icewind Dale. They constructed a some type of dragon mecha, which burned down all the 10 towns. And they do not understand that they are being manipulated by an evil demon. So they're doing all this in the name of their demigoddess, but their demigoddess is actually a devil in disguise pretending to be their goddess and manipulating them. So the entire north, Icewind Dale, and moving further is an entirely covered in snow, permanent winter. There's a giant dragon robot walking around, burning down all the towns. The Vault of the Dragons has been lost to Vecna. The various adventuring groups have been forced out of Waterdeep. And Halaster Blackcoat has seen all of what's going on, and he's like, nope, I could save the Forgotten Realms, I could step in, but nope. So he teleports all of Undermountain into its own demi-plane, so he can continue his Undermountain machinations and not have anything to do with what's going on with the Forgotten Realms. The famous Drow elf pirate Jarlex flees Waterdeep and heads off to the islands to become a pirate. Then we have Descent into the Avernus, 1494. All of Baldur's Gate and the surroundings has been dragged into hell. Zuriel has been destroyed. And now Baldur's Gate has been claimed by demon and devil hordes, renamed Heldor's Gate, and it is being used as a war front to repel both the demon hordes, the undead, and the forces of good. And finally, we get up to present day, where Vecna is now claimed himself to be the ruler of all the Forgotten Realms, and he's turned various dwarven strongholds into forts to funnel his various mercenaries and minions and undead and demons into his hellscape and help him control the Forgotten Realms as he begins his machinations for his final goal of basically becoming Thanos and taking over the entire universe. No, I guess basically he's trying to become Darkseid and take over the entire universe / multiverse. So yes, Vecna is Darkseid. He's trying to take over. He's taken over the Forgotten Realms, and now he's going to take over the galaxy around the Forgotten Realms, and then the entire universe that the Forgotten Realms is set in, and then the entire multiverse. And he's been allowed to do this because of the events of Tomb of Annihilation. All those souls that were sucked up by the Soulmonger, which is still a stupid name, have been released. Vecna absorbed them. With his super new power, he was able to, bash the Sarasic down, take over multiple chunks of the Forgotten Realms, send in armies of demons and devils and the undead, kill off all these hero groups. This is my favorite part, though. The ultra-powerful individuals that are infamous to the Forgotten Realms, instead of standing up like Elminster, Hallister Blackcloak, all these other dudes, they're just like, nope, screw you. All the Storm Giants, who have these flying battleship castles that could just rain down lightning bolts on the armies of evil, and drop boulders from the sky, which would be the equivalent of nuclear bombs, and help out, the good guys are just like, nope, screw you. And all these major good villain, spellcasters and heroes that survive, like Drizzt and Elminster, and they're like, we could help reclaim the Forgotten Realms from Vecna, but it would be a lot easier just to bail on this universe and find another one where this hasn't happened. So of all the parts of this, and there's so many parts of this I absolutely love, just the fact that all these major Deus Ex Machina NPCs are just like, fuck it, we're done, and leave. So that is where the Forgotten Realm stands when you begin this adventure. So I guess the goal of the adventure, which I think has 3 parts, is there a way to prevent Vecna from attaining his ultimate goal? And then, of course, well, now what do we do? Where are we going with this story, Scott? Because assuming the heroes survive and assuming the heroes make it all the way through, we still have this utterly decimated post-apocalypse Forgotten Realms. Even if Vecna's gone, the damage has been done. The world is, just this desolate, apocalyptic, totally terraformed wasteland that now is like, okay, now what? So I'm hoping you continue this storyline because I want to know what plans you have for the realms, assuming the heroes succeed and assuming the heroes fail. You could just go on with this for years. Post-apocalypse, Mad Max, Morrow Project, Twilight 2000, Forgotten Realms. It just opens up so many doors. I want to run this. I don't have any players where I live, but I want to run this. I want to play this. So that's my first review. Again, no, you don't need to have read every no, you do not need to have read every product that's come out for Forgotten Realms to understand what's going on. The Gazetteer gives you enough of an explanation to just generally get the idea that all these things happened and the bad guys won. And so all these famous modules for 5e happened, were run, but instead of the heroes succeeding, the bad guys succeeded, and so escaped, and so was summoned, and such was destroyed. Apparently we have at least 2 giant robots plotting around the Forgotten Realms right now, a giant robot dragon and a giant robot fire giant. But are we going to have a giant robot fight? Is the giant robot fire giant going to form giant robot blazing sword? Is the giant robot dragon Zord? Are we going to see, Dragon Zord turn into Mega Dragon Zord? The second you invite giant colossal constructs / giant robots, you got to start thinking about kaiju giant robot battles. I mean, are they going to team up and fight the Tarrasque? Are there going to be other giant robots? We know there's kaiju in the Forgotten Realms. So yeah, just so much going on in this timeline alone. If you want, we'll keep going through it. I'm going to read the Gazetteer And if you want to hear me review the Gazetteer, let me know. If you don't, let me know. If you find this to be as much fun as I do, great. If you think this is dumb, that's understandable too. I feel sort of hypocritical having just said a couple days ago, I really don't like grim, dark adventures. I want to see more heroic fantasy. I'm tired of this whole grim, dark thing. And now this comes out and I'm like, I love this! I do love the sense of humor that is hidden in this. I do love the idea of just, let's fuck up the Forgotten Realms. If you think about it, Forgotten Realms, since its inception, has this long-running history of just horrible thing after horrible thing after horrible thing happening to it. This place has been devastated multiple times, and you never really hear about the aftermath. Well, these guys are like, all this stuff happened, and this is the aftermath, and that's why I love it. So if you want me to continue with this series, let me know. Otherwise, have a great day. Until next time, thank you, Vecna. I hail you. All hail Vecna. Oh, hey, somebody dropped an eye.